This week has been particularly challenging for the political leader of the United Progressive Party, the executive, and party supporters. This week saw the defection of one of the young MPs elected last year on a UPP ticket in the person of Honourable Anthony Smith, and his subsequent lightning speed appointment as a cabinet member in the Gaston Browne administration. We're going to talk about this development and other national issues with our next guest, the Honourable Jamale Pringle. He's the leader of the opposition in the House of Representatives and the political leader of the United Progressive Party. Good morning, Honourable, and I say that not lightly at all, Honourable Jamale Pringle. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jackie. Good morning to all the listeners of Observer AM, and good morning to the wonderful people out there in All Saints East and St. Luke.
Great.
They hold me in high regards, and I hold them in the same
That's
esteem.
right. You are an honourable man. Now, this move by Anthony Smith came as a broadside, a shocker, a dagger in the back. What was your initial reaction, sir?
Well, when the news broke, someone called me and I told them it was fake news. And the reason for that, we heard rumors we would have confronted the brother. And, he said he agreed that there were offers and he's not taking these offers. And, I had no other reason to believe that he would accept an offer of such, being that, we are at a good place. We spoke basically nearly every other day. It was a situation for me, it was surprising, because especially when I saw the letter, I know persons were calling me, and I've said to them, no, that is not so, because when I haven't been furnished with a resignation letter.
Right.
So I called the general secretary. She wasn't furnished with a resignation letter. I think it was about 8:45 p.m. that she received a resignation letter from MP Smith. Now, the reason why it's such a shocker, it's because it was Anthony Smith who called me after a meeting we had and said, listen, broads, I feel good about where we're going. And whatever
he said broads? Did he use that?
Broads.
He said broads.
Broads.
Wow.
And
makes the stab even harder when he says broads.
And he said, listen, I know there are some persons who are feeling one way, but I will reach out to them and organize the meeting for you and them to sit and we all trash out whatever it is, if there's anything that we're trashing out. So I said, no problem. And, we continue to do our work. We were at the small business pull-up.
On Saturday?
On Saturday, we spoke. I have a property in La Pastra. Persons would stop by there from time to time and said, let the MP know that we're looking forward to seeing him. So I told him that we're going to go into La Pastra, him and I, and touch the flesh with those persons down there, because there's a lot of support in La Pastra. And he said, yes, sure. We were supposed to go the same week.
Wow.
We were supposed to go the same week. And, I couldn't make it to General Council the Sunday, but I was told that he was at General Council.
Yes,
he was. Attired in his UPP gear. And, it's something that, though it already happened, one must always look and do introspection to see what about them, what about, we have to do our own introspection as an organization.
Right.
And I'm confident that is being done, because, we don't want anyone to leave us, but at the same time, we can't control who leaves the organization.
Well, his resignation was one thing. That was one step. But when did you learn that he would be appointed as a minister of government, which was the second step?
Well, that was part of the package from the discussion. You know, the offer. How we knew what the offer was. It's because he told what they offered.
Yeah.
And he's not accepting. So, again, I believe, you know, in light of the whole situation, he had to say something. And what is easier than to lay the blame at the leadership of the organization, which I condemn, because every person has a voice. All MPs form part of the leadership. It's not just myself and the chair. The 6 elected MPs, along with the treasurer, the general secretary, form the leadership of the organization. And, you know, decisions are made at that level. And never had the brother said to us, listen, if things don't change in this organization because of how I'm treated, or I'm treated in such a way that I'm considering going as an independent.
Right.
Nothing of that sort was ever tabled in any of the meeting.
And when I read the letter from Honourable Anthony Smith, I maintain that it contains a lot of sweeping generalizations. Because if you say that the leadership, they're throwing insults and lies, you need to be specific. Give us some examples of those incidents when you were insulted and when you were lied to. Don't just make a sweeping statement that you are being thrown insults and lies. So, I mean, I want you to speak to the complaints in some quarters that the leadership is somehow responsible for this defection. Can you address this?
I don't see how the leadership can be blamed, because this is a personal choice. If you're given an offer and you choose to accept an offer and switch your allegiance, how can it be a leadership problem? The leadership cannot give someone the strength to resist the gifts offered to him. I heard it was $6 million along with the ministry. I don't know how true it is, but he said it. That's what they offered. And he's not going to accept it. I know Brother Algernon would have spoken to him even the same day, and he would have said no, he's not accepting it.
Yeah.
He would have spoken to Brother Shugi as well, and he was told that he's not going to accept. So it came as a surprise to not only myself, but also the other brothers, because again, we have no reason to disbelieve our brother. If one of them walk up to me and said, Pringle, I don't want no more of this, it's something that I have to take into consideration. But not given the opportunity to find out what are the issues that you're having. I think it's a slap in the face, not only to the organization, but what happened. And this is where it hurts for me, because I understand, I know what it takes to move a person within a constituency to vote for you. There are persons who would say to you, I don't want any part with politics. And you would go and you would speak to them and you will sell them your policies. You will outline the things that you have in store or you would like to see in your constituency. You outline things that you would want to see in the community. How you're going to make their lives better. And when that person moves to vote for you overwhelmingly, this is a slap in the face to them, and it sends a bad signal throughout the political landscape.
Right.
And we cannot accept these things. We cannot sit back as a people and say to ourselves, okay, this is a situation that we can leave until the next general election.
Yeah.
Persons voted for me, not because of Jamale Pringle only, but because of the United Progressive Party that I associate myself with.
Yes.
And that is something that I hold in high regard. So I cannot move my support anywhere else without having meaningful dialogue with the people who voted for me.
Yeah. In essence, what you're saying is that the pull factors, pull, because in every move there's always push and pull. The pull factors were greater than the push factors for Mr. Smith to move.
Basically, because I can honestly say, from where we were to now, there wasn't any push factors. Because, my good brother, we are looking at how we're going to approach the issues. We're looking at shadow ministries. He would have given a portfolio that he should be looking at, and he will be speaking on as the shadow minister of that. Mm-hmm. We just never made it public because we are still ironing out certain aspects of it, and he accepted. So is it a situation that you're blaming the leadership because you choose to accept an offer? Offers are made to others. Offers were made to me.
I gather.
Offers were being made to me since 2018. But I stand on what I believe in. I cannot betray the people who have elected me in any way, shape, or form. My integrity means everything to me. I cannot go back and face my mother to let her know that I am switching allegiance. If I am not with the United Progressive Party, and I'm saying this on record, I will not be in politics. If there's any reason for me to leave the United Progressive Party, I am exiting politics on a whole. Mm-hmm. Because I cannot speak about an organization today and go and wrap up in bed with them tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That's the individual I am.
Have you had a chance to speak to the constituents in All Saints West who feel deceived by this treachery that has happened? Have you had a chance to talk to the executive members, at least, of the branch?
Sister Jackie, I met with the branch. I think it was the night before last night.
Yes.
And it was a very, very, very sad moment.
I can imagine.
Sister Jackie, I saw a person burst out in tears. Persons who considered the brother as a not a political brother, but a relative brother, did not even got the opportunity to say, listen, this is not a good move, because they didn't know. Mm-hmm. A gentleman burst out in tears because he convinced his young daughter to vote for the first time.
I heard that.
The chairperson of the branch burst out in tears. It was a moment that was very, very somber, because again, the love, the appreciation, the support that many would have given, that support wasn't for him to take it and to the Labour Party.
That's right.
The reason why they voted for you overwhelmingly is to show the Labour Party that we did not want you. We wanted the United Progressive Party. And for this slap in the face, it's something that touched and hurt to the core. Because the people did not even get an opportunity to hear this.
Well, you walked out of Parliament yesterday when MP Smith got up to speak. But one of the things he said is that the move was made in the best interest of the constituency. I couldn't rationalize it at all. But what say you to that?
And that's why I walked out. I couldn't sit in the Parliament and listen to Anthony Smith. I couldn't listen to a person who betrayed not only his organization, but betrayed the people of All Saints East and St. Luke, and by extension of All Saints West, and by extension the people of Antigua and Barbuda. There is nothing that he can say to justify his move. And I felt it was necessary for me to leave and not listen to him. And I suspected my colleagues believed the same thing.
Right.
How could we sit there knowing that this person told us that nothing of that sort is true? He's not accepting. I feel it for Brother Shugi and Brother Algernon, because they were closer. If you see one, you see the other.
Yes.
And I remember when he came on board, because of what Lamin did, Brother Algernon took him and supported him, give him the support. We all supported him. I know Harold took him under his wings, that he considered Brother Harold as his mentor.
Yeah.
It's a hurtful situation.
Have you spoken to him since his resignation?
I tried calling him, but he never picked up.
So you have not.
I haven't.
And did you greet him in Parliament on Thursday, yesterday?
No, I really didn't. He passed and I was doing something else. I wasn't focused on that. And let me put it, I don't have any malice against MP Smith.
Yeah.
But I cannot, as the leader of the organization, accept what he did to the organization and what he did to the people of All Saints West. He was one who got tremendous support.
I think second after you. After you got the highest.
Yes.
After you would have been All Saints West, yes.
And when I look at the dynamics of both constituencies, understanding how people believe in what they believe in, Sister Jackie, it hurts to the core. I haven't shed a tear in years, and that situation caused me to. And it's because of how, if I can feel that way, what happened to the people who entrusted that young man with their support and their vote to go out and make a difference for them? Because they didn't want the Labour Party. Had they want the Labour Party, they would have voted for Michael Browne.
Exactly. On that note, let's take the break. If you joined us late, we are speaking with the leader of the opposition in the House of Representatives and the political leader of the United Progressive Party, Honourable Jamale Pringle. Now, you have determined that the candidate will be replaced in All Saints West. How advanced is in the process are you in selecting candidates, in selecting caretakers, in the event that Prime Minister Gaston Browne calls a snap election?
That situation is not only ongoing in All Saints West. A matter of fact, All Saints West has just been added to the list of constituencies that we have to fill.
Yes.
We were confident that Brother Smith was the best person to contest that seat, the sitting MP.
Yeah.
And, I heard about threats. Now, why would you go and try to remove a sitting MP in this political arena? To create what? Confusion, chaos? We're more politically strategic than that. So, I these things I dismiss as the leader of this organization, because we're about winning an election and maintaining the integrity of the organization and to ensure that we serve the people of Antigua and Barbuda with distinction.
Yes.
And for us to be going about trying to threaten people to move them, for what? If he's doing the work in the constituency, why even consider it? So these things I will dismiss and condemn, because they're just to facilitate or to justify
Yes.
the move that he made, when it's a personal choice. Brother Algernon alluded to that at the meeting in Sevier Farm.
Yeah.
What it is that we singled out him and not nobody else? The others are still standing firm. We understand what it is that we are doing. We understand the cause that we are fighting for. And we will continue to fight. This is a minor setback,
Yes.
but it's a greater setup to go forward.
I love that. Can you just remind the nation, Honourable Pringle, that there was a convention where you were elected, Dame D. Giselle Isaac was elected as chair, a democratic process was followed, where you were overwhelmingly elected by the majority of delegates at the convention? Because I hear a lot of foolish talk about, the leadership must go. So is it what? You're planning to have a coup to overturn the leadership that was democratically elected? We don't like the fact that Gaston Browne was elected, but he is the prime minister. Are we going to say that, he must go? Please remind about the convention. There was a democratic process.
The convention is behind us. There was a democratic process. I would have emerged victorious, along with Madam Chair, the Treasurer, Brother Leon George, the Deputy Chair, Brother Jason Mannix, the General Secretary, who was unchallenged. And the process has completed. We are moving forward as a united progressive party.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what it is. We are one party. We believe in democracy. And the process happened. It was democratic. It's fair. It was fair. And we move on.
Yeah. Until the next convention.
And I'm open to a challenge or challengers at the next convention.
Mm-hmm.
This party is not will to Jamale Pringle. And I believe challenges in organization helps the organization to grow.
Absolutely.
And if after 30 years that we're still at the point of one convention or not convention, no, we are a mature organization and we have to deal with the reality. And that is what we are doing. When you get upset, I'm in business with my brothers. We argue all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the United Progressive Party is not unique. That we don't have challenges. We have our challenges. And many persons would have said, "Oh, I'm not hearing from Pringle. I'm not hearing from Pringle on what is happening." No, Pringle is this individual. If the United Progressive Party is encountering challenges, it's not Pringle to bring it publicly.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we iron out things internally, and then if a statement is needed, a statement is or something is needed to be said, it's done after we would have worked on it and ensure that we're in a place that everyone is comfortable. That is how you solve problems within an organization. I've had my challenges since 2018. You know, and I think this is what the persons are talking about, because we have to look at it. We have to examine the challenges of the organization, but we have to do so maturely. And if I'm going to get upset and say I'm going to take up my marbles, and because I'm a sitting MP, I'm going to go on the other side, rather than confronting the issues. Or if I have problems, state my problems, because they know I don't have a problem stating what it is. And anybody will tell you, we can have a robust exchange tonight at 6 o'clock. And by 6:05, when you call Pringle, it's like we never had anything 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Because it's not about malice. It's not personal. It's an organization that you have strong views. They just don't take things as is.
Yeah.
You just don't want to say, hey, we're doing this. Persons are going to challenge you on it. And that is what I love about the organization. So if it is that you have an idea, you must put great thought into the idea before presenting it, because you know people are going to ask questions. People are going to push back.
Yeah.
So you must satisfy.
You must have political maturity. That's the point. There must be political maturity, and I see a lot of puerile behavior in what has happened. Just reassure us as we wrap up the discussion. Reassure the nation as to what you are doing as leader to heal the party. 30 seconds, I'm told. Yes.
Presently, we having close discussions as MPs, looking at it, because I know there are things out there that the Labour Party is pushing, others are coming. I am confident that my MPs are standing firm. They would have achieved what they have achieved because of a personal choice. But I have confidence in Brother Kelvin Simon, Brother Algernon Watts, Brother Richard Lewis, Brother Sherfield Bowen, that we will continue to fight. And more so, we will increase the fight in rescuing Antigua and Barbuda from the Labour Party. And I am convinced that we are the best choice, and we will do whatever it takes for the United Progressive Party to take away the reins of governance from the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party and offer the people of Antigua and Barbuda what it is they deserve in terms of good governance and fairness.
Thank you. Fighting words there from the Honourable Jamale Pringle, leader of the opposition and political leader of the UPP.